Hello fellow lockpickers, welcome back. In my travels through a parts store the other day, I came across a few interesting locks. Now I should probably first start off by saying that they weren't very expensive. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this name brand before. It's called Guard Security. And what they are, they say they're commercial grade, steel body, maximum security padlocks. Now, kind of doubtful on that, considering that I paid, I believe it was about $16 for this, the one with the longer shackle on it, and then the other one here, I think I paid about $15 or $14. It was a dollar less just for the shorter shackle, so not very expensive locks at all. But one of the reasons I picked it up, or the main reason I picked these up, is because that they are rekeyable. So we've all seen this style of lock. I know Brinks has them, Master Lock has them, American Lock has them. You know, a lot of the dimensions and whatnot are probably the same. I'm just assuming that the difference is that the internal workings and guts of these locks are just extremely cheap. But they do work. They do work well. Now, what I did notice is these have a tremendous amount of spring tension with the key that does release soon as the shackle's open. There's no tension there. But to get the key to turn, it's a real heavy spring. So now it is. Let's see if you can see down in there. They are ball bearings. So they're not shimmable. Very heavy, sturdy lock. Very thick shackle on it. It does say hardened steel. Let me grab a file here and show you that putting significant pressure on it with a file, I mean, I'm barely getting scratches on it. So the body, likewise the same. You know, very sturdy body. I'm not able to put a lot of scratches in it, but I figured, you know what, $15, $16 for these heavy-duty locks. You know, even if they are cheap now, because they are rekeyable, I figured why not? These would make some excellent challenge locks for me to send out to somebody, or just, you know, keep to play around with myself. So I think what we'll do is we're going to get one of these picked, but just to show you what some of the packaging did say, the guard shackle is fully chrome plated, through hardened, made of solid steel, resist cutting, sawing, prying, solid steel body, solid brass plug, basically all the fun stuff they normally say. So enough of that. Let's get one of these picked. So again, we'll pick this one. It's a smaller shackle, a little easier to hang on to, I guess. So works good with the key. Let's get into this thing. So we'll use this one, bottom of the keyway, which doesn't leave me a lot of room, but I found that the core is pretty sloppy in here, so it's kind of hard to get a top of the keyway to even stay in place for us here. So let's go through and get this thing open. So like I said, get it open. We're going to take a look at these pins that are on the inside. Now, high security, I'm assuming we are going to see one or two security pins, I'm hoping. So just go through and see what it's got in here. So like I said, this core is kind of sloppy, but alright, well, we got an open on it already, so obviously these are they look high security, but they're kind of cheap. But okay, let's take it apart anyways while we got it this far and see what's inside it. Now, the way that just kind of picked through, I mean, I was barely looking for the binders, and we ended up getting an open on it, so I don't think there's even going to be very many, if any, security pins in this one. But that's not the let me get a bigger screwdriver here. Where's the right ones here? There we go, I think we got the right one. So, but like I said, the purpose of these locks was not, you know, a real high challenge lock right out of the package. This was meant more for get the lock and see what else we can make out of these things. So let's just try and get it apart. So as guessed, you know, removable core like they say on the package. Nothing too fancy down on the inside. It does look like it does have like a wafer down at the bottom to stop you from you know, putting a bypass tool in there. So they had the right idea putting these things together. I think where they cheaped out was just they didn't put any money into the core. So get this little ring off of here. Oh, good thing we have the key. I just locked it back up. There we go. Again, you guys know these clips can sometimes be a real pain. You know what? Let's leave it locked for a second. Maybe it'll help me get this clip off of here. Without putting the screwdriver through my thumb. There we go. Get these little parts here so we don't lose them. Okay, now we'll take the key and rotate it to a spot where we can get it out. Yeah, much smaller core on these ones. These ones are not a standard size core, so let's get these out and let's see what they got in here. Okay, so 5 pins. Let's get them dumped out and see what they put in this thing. Okay, so pin 1, standard. Pin 2, standard. 3, standard. Oh. 4 is a standard as well, but these are real small pins, so I don't even think I have any of these pins to re-pin it with security pins. We might have to just maybe make our own out of the pins that they gave us here. So anyway, inside the core does not look like oh, wait a minute, get a flashlight here. So inside that core, the first, I would say, 1/16 of an inch into it is serrated. Wow, okay, I was not expecting that. We'll just set that there. Let's see what the housing has for us here. So pin 1. Okay, well, I think we're going to call that a spool. Not a very good spool, but the inner side of it, or the center of that pin, is certainly shallower than the outside, so I think we're just going to call that an extremely poor manufactured spool. This is another one. Number 3, spool, same thing. 4, oh, it just looks like a standard. And 5, I lost it there, just looks like another standard. So oh, and number 6, they did have a ball bearing in place for number 6. If you see in the core here, the number 6 spot is not actually drilled all the way through. It's just milled a bit to get that ball bearing in there. So I'll just dump these springs out just to say we had a look in there. And yeah, nothing crazy with them. So this is the guard security lock, all taken apart. See if I can get a closer look at these, just to, oh, lost a pin there. Just to show you guys that I think where they cheaped out is certainly in the core of this lock. The pins in this are just ridiculously cheap. You know, even what they're attempting to call spool pins in this, I think, are just It just looks like real bad manufacturing here, but you know, aside from this, the rest of the lock itself looks great. So I think what we're going to try and do is either find some of these smaller pins or see if we can't just do some homemade magic on some of these ones and see if we can rekey this up and maybe send it out to one of you pickers as a challenge lock. So anyway guys, that is the guard security lock, picked and gutted. Thanks for watching.